Hi.
Professional to the end. Look at that.
There it is. And then I almost said good morning, and I realized I have no tea because I don't drink tea at night. We're doing our Thursday live stream just about 12 hours late because we were at Recovery Reinvented in Grand Forks today and left beforehand. The intention was to do it from Grand Forks with our friend Dr. Julie Blem, who's a past guest and who drove with us. But I could not make my phone work, so I got to figure that piece out, but couldn't do it today. So, Dr. Mary, this was your first one of these. What did you think?
I found it very, very interesting. It was a couple of layers. It was a celebration of the work people do. It was a celebration of people successfully navigating a disease. Celebration of triumphs, a warning that it's still an ongoing and continually to worsen problem. We had someone who won an award. She was a high school counselor in
middle and junior high counselor in Grand Forks.
Yeah. So since the term started in August, she's had 40 students be sent to her for evaluations for addiction.
Yeah, junior high mostly. 40 kids in one little school, good sized school, but in the middle of the United States.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Anything that really surprised you or moved you? This is the second one of these I've been to. I spoke at last year's.
I think the speaker after dinner, she was talking about.
Yeah, let me pull that stuff up. You keep talking.
She started her fantastic conversation with her mugshot because she was a heroin addict for 6 years. And she told the story about the fact that she actually had to take a hit every 37 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was her life. So, she did federal time, was sent to a rehabilitation center, and it just has decided to give the rest of her time to making sure people don't fall as far as she did.
Telia Baker. She's the director of the Door Recovery Lodge.
The Door.
She's
yes.
Mandan Hidatsa Arikara. And wow.
Phenomenal speaker. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I pretty much cried through her entire talk because she's a mom and you want to talk about perseverance and triumph over impossible odds. I think where I really kind of fell apart with her story was that she went through withdrawals, and I don't even quite understand how this is possible, in prison for 10 months. It took her and maybe she doesn't mean it in the way that I understand withdrawal, having watched Maz go through it. But that moment of what happens when alcohol is leaving your body, and I've only seen it once, so maybe this is not how it is for everybody, but that moment is so horrifying. I've talked about this before, but the doctors gave Maz a massive tranquilizer and told me that they thought it would take 20 to 30 minutes to put him into his medically induced coma. And it took, 2 hours before he finally passed out. And then they told me that they thought it would take 18 to 24 hours for all of the alcohol to leave his system. And so 24 hours after he went into his coma, they lessened the dosage to bring him up, and he immediately started to seize. And so they put him back under. Well, we did that every day for 6 days. And it was mostly, he was practically dead in front of me. I mean, he didn't move. He didn't do anything. No food, nothing for 6 days. Absolutely unconscious to the world. But she was awake for it.
Yeah. Well, she was injecting heroin for
into her neck
for 6
at the
years.
end.
Yeah.
She was incredible. It was sort of interesting. Dr. Bruce Perry, who wrote this book, among others, What Happened to You, wrote it with Oprah. I did not, if I knew this, I forgot. He's a Bismarck, North Dakota native.
Yeah.
He was one of the speakers.
Too. Yeah.
He was. He is let's see if I can tell you what he is. He's a child psychiatrist and neuroscientist. He's the principal of the Neurosequential Network, among many other things. Just talking about trauma and some other things. We're going to talk about actually pieces of his talk on Tuesday at Daily Dose, so we won't say much more about that. Anything else you want to say? We don't need to be on forever. I just did want to address this since we said we were going to.
No, I think it was an enjoyable day, and it was nice to, everyone who was in recovery stood up, and there was a clap. Everyone clapped, and they asked them to sit down. And from the least amount of time you've been enjoying sobriety,
24 hours,
3 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, we got up to 43 years.
Somebody in that room sober for 43 years. Remarkable. Yeah, I was so moved by that last year, and it was really moving to have you be in that group. The same way it's sort of moving if you're in an event and they ask veterans or those actively serving in the military to stand up. I would say my big takeaway from the day was just everybody who is on the recovered side of recovery expressed such profound gratitude.
Yeah.
Just overwhelming and profound gratitude, which I think is what we have expressed for all the episodes of Daily Dose that we have done. I think today was also sad for me because I had a real realization that this time next year, Daily Dose might not be a thing.
As it stands now, anyway.
It certainly will not be as it stands now. If you watched Tuesday's episode, you know that we have announced that we're going to end Daily Dose as it has been on December 15th. And that just made me sad. What I realized is the stories that are told around addiction and the people who come forward and bravely share their journey are the ways that you dismantle the shame and the stigma and the isolation and the just fear around it.
Yeah, I mean, it says so. The wooden challenge coin we got says, "I use my voice to end the shame and stigma of addiction," on the back.
Yeah. Oops. And we have played that role for 2.5 years, not quite 2.5, but it will be by the time we end. And it made me sad to think that we just haven't quite figured out how to do it in a way that has grown and propelled. So, it was a good day. It was a good day. And I felt the same way I felt last year, which was just honored to be in a room full of people working so hard either to stay sober or to work with other people who are trying to get sober. It's a remarkable thing to celebrate. And set the politics aside, the fact that a governor and a first lady of any state in the United States have chosen to highlight this and to put so much time and energy into a subject that most people just look away from is really admirable.
Actually, one thing that was interesting, when they started, they put up a map of the United States, and there was dots of who was actually watching it
Yeah, because it was also live streamed.
It was who was watching it from live stream. It was both coasts.
People from
down-
South Africa,
down in
Asia,
Texas. You know,
yep, all over the
Europe.
country. Yeah, so there's no question this work needs to be done, and I'm just proud of the little piece that we have played, and I was proud to be there today, and I continue to be proud of you
Oh, thank
and
you.
grateful to be on this side of it.
No, me too.
Yeah. So that's enough for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you on Tuesday at 8:30.
Excellent.
Have an excellent, safe, and stay warm weekend.
Yes.
Talk to you later.
Bye.